Okay, guys, I got a quick question. Was it really a miscommunication, or was it everybody throwing their own little piece of shade and then it all busting together and then making a real big mess? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Kandi and the Gang. This is season 1, episode 7. Everybody played part in this thing that happened. Listen, just hold on with me. Y'all know I'm gonna tell the story. I'm gonna say my stuff, and I'm gonna bring it all the way full circle around. You don't know what I'm talking about. Listen, we're gonna start right here. Torrin, Brandon, and Patrick actually were together. Before Torrin actually got there, Brandon and Patrick were sitting there talking. Patrick's telling Brandon about how basically now he's going to have Torrin to help him pick out furniture. Really, Patrick? Why? Why? Him and Safari, they show a little clip of him and Safari out at the furniture store. Safari don't like nothing. I'm starting to believe that little Miss Safari is a little bit narcissistic, because it seems like if she doesn't have anything to do with it, then it ain't right. We all know somebody like that. We all got a friend that's like that, and you just kind of, as you grow older with them, you learn, you just give them the old, and you just keep it moving. But that's what I get from little Miss Missy. Is if she don't have anything to do with it, then it couldn't possibly be right. That's nothing but another form of narcissism. It's all right. It is what it is. Whatever. As long as he lets her do it, their business. Anyway, Chandrika has been found out. So that's the next conversation. Once Torrin comes in, they can talk. And Torrin paid it. As far as he's like, oh, you want me to do it now? Okay, so are we having our party? You know, I'm like, Torrin, why do you keep pushing for this party? I'm starting to think now that you pushing for the party just to get some mess started now, because you keep pushing. It's like more of a mission now that you know old girl don't want the party. It's like a mission for you to have this party. I said, okay. And I see this shade that she gives him, and I know Torrin sees that she is kind of shady as pertains to Torrin, but whatever. Anyway, they get to about Chandrika and how she done pulled everybody to the side and trying to sleuth them all and all of that, but she done been found out, so they laughed about that. Brandon, delusional. This whole thing of we gonna just say that we broke up and we just won't talk to each other at work, but we still gonna be a couple. That's crazy. And they were looking at him like, Brandon, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, and it's not going to work. I'm like, he going to mess around and lose his job. You know, because they done already gave him some ways to handle it. You know, they're willing to move one to another store and all of that stuff. But if you try to play in their face, you're going to mess around and lose your job. That's all it's going, you know, because that's disrespectful. So you're just going to lose your job. Patrick over there talking about getting married and having kids. Shut up, Patrick. Just shut up. Just enjoy the ride on Safari. Don't drop nothing off there that's going to be long lasting like a kid. Just enjoy riding the Safari ride. Okay? It's going to take you on a couple loops. She's going to flip you upside down a couple of times. Just enjoy the ride. Don't leave nothing in the seats of the ride. Okay? Trust me. Just leave it alone. Just chill. Just chill. Moving on. Chandrika and Dom get together. They over there, now they both talking about how they done both got busted. They about these cameras. They're like, that camera, when Dominique said, that camera, the cameras over at OLG really got it out for me and you. Yeah, you think? You done got busted slobbing down the manager. She done got busted talking mess about the owners. Y'all may want to stay away from the cameras. I agree. Just stay away from the cameras. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Here, Chandrika's still talking stuff. Still talking stuff because Dom told her, listen, they were talking about, you know, one of us can move here and one of us, you know, she's like, I'm not moving. I'm not doing any of that. She's like, I'm going to end up quitting anyway. But she's like, that's all. They don't really care about me like that. They just willing to just let me go. They don't care about me. Didn't that Chandrika jump right in and say, yep, they don't. Here you go again. Here you go again. Speaking out about Kandi and Todd and their business. And you out of line again. And you're on camera again. Girl, a mess. And I thought it was funny when Dominique said, girl, do you talk so much shit that you forget what you say? Yes, she does. She don't remember. She just talks a mess all the time and she don't remember. Chandrika's a character. Anyway, moving on. Patrick. Patrick invites the OLG for a dessert showdown over at Kandi's house. They're thinking about, remember, we've been talking about putting some desserts into the restaurant and maybe doing some, you know, like doing the Patti LaBelle thing with it, the Patty Pie thing with it, kind of. Which would be really cool. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Because I tried the Patty Pie, naturally. Y'all know I love Patti LaBelle. I tried the pie. I love Patti LaBelle to death. I loves me some Patti LaBelle, but not her pie. I don't like that pie. But anyway, that pie, oh. Patty! James was putting on when he did that video. That was hilarious. I love the whole movement of how it blew up and she made all that money, but that pie is not good to me. That pie is full of nutmeg. I was like, full of nutmeg. I said, where's the sweet potatoes, honey? All I taste is nutmeg, honey. I don't like that pie. She can have that pie, honey. Dibbity. She can have that pie. Anyway, but can you imagine having OLG desserts? I would definitely try them. Especially if they come here, baby. Listen, I would try them. I sure would. And if they be good, then I'll continue buying them. I like the OLG. So anyway, I'm here. I'm a fan. Anyhow, moving on. So I was like, well, this is going to be, I had my mindset, this is going to be the best party episode, what we get, you know, with them, because they're going to be cutting up. You're going to put them against each other? Yeah, they're going to be cutting up. But that ain't, it didn't. It was cute, but it wasn't all that. They acted nice. They act nice. The sisters act nice. Anyway, let's move on. Dawn and Philip are in, Dawn Juan and Philip were in there dealing with this. The floor was flooding and there was so much stuff going on in the restaurant. And Brandon is literally on his cell phone. And I'm like, okay, now Brandon, I don't know if they're giving you the bad edit, but yeah, it's really going along with their narrative about how you don't do anything all day. And they're filming it. And they're filming it. And they're literally, there's no reason that Dawn Juan is working on flooding kitchen stuff. And you on your cell phone. Not at the same time. Like, that's great. Unless you call the plumber. And why don't y'all call the plumber? It's a couple times now that we done seen stuff flooding. Y'all need to have a plumber on call. Like, on call. Yuck. Yuck. Listen, that flood stuff, I ain't into it. Stuff backing up, just goes all through me. That's one job I definitely could not do. Dawn Juan was down there getting I see exactly why Dawn Juan is Kandi's right-hand man. Dawn Juan I believe, will never, ever, as long as Kandi's around, as long as Kandi got breath in her body, I don't think Don Juan will ever want for anything, and he shouldn't. Don Juan is the friend that everybody needs. Everybody needs a friend like Don Juan. He got his faults, he got his ways, just like everybody else. But if there's one thing that we, the TV folk who are watching, if there's one thing we know about Don Juan, is that Don Juan loves Kandi and her family. And that's, can't nobody argue with that at all. Everybody needs a friend like Don Juan. They do in their life. Everybody needs somebody like Don Juan to love on them like that in their life. I got me one. Get you one. But I got me one. Right over there in that DMV, honey. Sure do. Loves my ass. You understand? Loves me. And yeah, everybody should have that. Everybody should be able to experience that type of friendship. Yes, they should. Anyway, moving on. Brandon, you're going to lose your job. Said all that. Brandon, you're going to lose your job if you don't get your shit together. Anyway, moving on. We got, oh, here, now this was funny. Torrin, Brian, Chandrika, and that they all went to the wig store. First of all, when Brian pulled that little cap with the wig attached off his head, I about fell out. The little headband and the wig, it's all attached. I fell out. I said, oh, they ain't got no headband wig. Now I seen headband wigs, you know, where the headband go all the way down and around and it's long hair in the back. But I ain't never seen no little modified headband 5-inch wig. You go ahead on. Brian. Woo, okay. But they're over there in that wig store. And that doggone Brian sitting up there imitating the OLG. Hilarious. She didn't do nothing to Joyce. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. Child, of course, they played our favorite clip, honey. On Bertha, honey. See, that was Todd. And he came and they did all that. And he brought it back to you with the bullshit. I said, oh my God. That little clip. That will never get old. This was the scheme set up by Todd to bring it back and come back to you with the bullshit. And got up and walked away. That never, ever gets old. Our Bertha is funny as hell. She funny as hell. Joyce snapping out in the bridal parlor, child. Classics. Classic reality TV with the OLG, baby. But Brian was over there imitating them, and I was in here squalling. Do you hear me? I was dying. And then, child, they start talking about her, Chandrika and June coming to the party. Now, this is where I say everybody played a part in this, because Torrin was just drilling it. Come on, friend. Come on, friend. You got to come. You got to. Convincing her to come. Convincing her to come. Making sure she come. So she's like, well, I'm coming to support Torrin. How's you coming to support Torrin? It ain't Torrin's. Torrin's putting the party together, but it ain't Torrin's house. You want to come because you like mess. You like the mess. It's okay. You want to come. So go on and go. You were invited. But Torrin, that was your piece of the mess, okay? Moving on. Mess. Kandi's their little cook-off, honey. We were over Kandi's house. They had the cook-off, honey. During the cook-off, they're talking about the housewarming party. And they're talking about gifts. Housewarming gifts. So what y'all want? What do you want for a housewarming gift? And Melvin says, I want a cake mixer. That damn Aunt Bertha. Aunt Bertha said, you ain't getting my cake mixer, boy. No, she said, I ain't buying you no cake mixer. I'll give y'all my cake mixer. And then turned around and said, and told the sisters, and y'all could buy me a new one. I said, what kind of Only in the mind of Aunt Bertha, honey. And look, ain't nobody challenge her either. They like, okay. Make it make sense, Aunt Bertha. You gonna give them your old cake mixer, and then your sister's got to buy you a new cake mixer. So who actually got the housewarming gift? Aunt Bertha. Aunt Bertha worked Jack like my grandmother. My grandmother worked Jack like that. Child. Don't make sense to nobody but her, but don't nobody want to hear her mouth and just say, all right, girl. That's some bullshit. I like me some Aunt Bertha, child. She full of mess. Full of mess. Anyway, so Mama Joyce did an angel food cake and she used pineapple on it. Aunt Nora did a coconut cake. And Aunt Bertha did just a straight up pound cake, like classic old pound cake. Now, they ain't show Aunt Nora no love. They ain't show Aunt Nora no love. Kandi was like, the cake is good, but I'm not a fan of coconut. And that's actually true. There's a lot of people who don't mess with coconut. But listen, I remember my great-grandma, Sally, honey. Sally. My great-grandmother used to make a coconut cake. It was like a regular yellow cake, and then it had the, the white icing and the white, and it was covered with coconuts. Oh, and it was double layer. That cake would be so bomb. I have one of my mom's cousins actually can make the cake, but it don't taste like my great-grandma's, which was her grandmother too. Hers is okay, honey. It's I don't know what that be about. I don't know if the coconuts get her or what. But I said, I'm going to have to try it myself before I be dragging. Y'all know I'll be over here cooking. So I'm going to have to go try to do the coconut cake and then see if mine is dry. If mine is dry, then I'll have to come back down and apologize to my mama's cousin. But yeah, her coconut cake a little dry. But my great-grandmother's what never dry. Well, first, listen, nobody in this family could touch Sally in that kitchen. Not a soul, not even my grandma. And that's it just ain't happening. There's Sally, and then there's us. Okay? There's Sally, then there's Thelma, and then us. That's it. just don't even try. Just don't even try. Never duplicate it. Often impersonated, but never duplicated, honey. Sally Mary, honey. Yes, indeed. Anyway, moving on. So they ain't give Aunt Nora no grace at all with her coconut cake. Now, I don't know where Joyce got this whole angel food cake with pineapples. That's different. That's different. Cake with pineapples, yes, but it's usually yellow cake, never angel food. So that was different. I said, that sounds, delicate. Angel food cake is pretty. It's fluffy, it's light, it's delicate, it's very, I don't know, I don't want to say upscale, but it just looks like something. You know what I mean? It looks like something. It looks like you're treating yourself to something. It ain't normal. It ain't just regular. And then, pound cake is classic. So pound cake is going to always sell. I don't care. If you got a good pound cake, it will always be the star of the story. I don't care what you do. It'll always be the star of the story. Never gets old. It never gets old. Because do I want a piece of pound cake with strawberries on top, or do I want a piece of angel food cake with some icing and some strawberries on top? Give me the pound cake and then pour some of that sauce, them strawberries are sitting in on that cake, and let me go on about my business. Pound cake will never actually lose, ever. But anyway, so when they did the judging, they all did the judging. Now keep in mind, Aunt Nora ain't got none of her kids there. And y'all know Aunt Nora actually does have children. As I had to stop and say, well, wait a minute. Does Aunt Nora have? Aunt Nora does have children, but her children just aren't, we don't see them. We don't see them. They don't play this game. So, but Aunt Nora has children. Her children weren't there. You got Bertha's grandchildren. And, of course, you got Joyce's Kandi and them's mama. So, yeah. Y'all ain't show Aunt Nora no love with her coconut cake, child. I said, well, wait a minute. Maybe Aunt Nora's coconut cake is dry, like my cousin's. But I don't know. Anyway, let's see, here I go with the shade. Anyhow, so listen. Mama Joyce ended up winning. And Aunt Nora threw a little shade. Aunt Nora said, this ain't fair. Ain't fair. She said, Bertha burnt hers up. I said, oh, Nora, you shady. Because when they were tasting them, Nora said, now I'm going to say this ain't Bertha's best. And then she said she burnt it up. So Nora must have let the crust get a little too hard for Aunt Nora, honey. I said, oh, Aunt Nora, you shady butt. Anyway, but it was fun. It was fun. I thought that this part of the show was going to be, I thought it would be the best part, but it wasn't. It was fun, though. It was really, really fun. Oh, every scene with the OLG has never left us. You know, we've always wanted more. The OLG really, the show's about them or surrounded around them, but it's about the kids. But they don't disappoint. Their camera time is well used, very much well used. Anyway, hats off to you ladies, honey. Y'all know how to do it. Anyhow, Torrin and Brian get together. Do y'all sense that? Okay, so Brian's very comfortable. I think Torrin would like Brian to drop the fact that they was bumping uglies, honey. They was bumping pocketbooks and losing change. I think he would like it. I think it makes him a little uncomfortable. Like, okay, all right, okay. And when he comes, he's like, "Hello, work, how's it been, honey?" And he'd be like, "Oh, here we go." I noticed it. I'm like, okay, y'all are friends. Let it go. Anyway, he talks Brian into sponsoring some egg rolls, and Brian was like, "Wait a minute, I ain't getting paid for the egg rolls." He like, "No, you're doing it for me, friend." He's like, all right. Well, first part of it is, I think Brian really does like Torrin. He still likes Torrin, okay? So I don't think there's too much of anything Torrin will ask Brian to do and Brian won't do it. So he's going to do it anyhow. But then he was like, you know what? Maybe Todd and Kandi will notice, my work and maybe, put it in the restaurant. I was like, exactly. Why not? And then Torrin made this comment about Safari, and he's like, does somebody is just so pretty that their looks intimidate you? And I was like, are you serious? You really think that, Torrin? I said, okay, I guess. I don't see that at all. Chandrika is way prettier than Safari. Safari is nice looking, she's cool, but Chandrika is a way prettier girl than Safari. Way prettier. Chandrika got some ways about her that you'd be like, oh, Chandrika. But at the end of the day, Chandrika is adorable. She is absolutely adorable. So I don't know where you got, and you're around Chandrika all the time. Kandi is better looking than Safari. Now, I ain't going to give that to Dom. Dom is built like a brick shithouse, though. Dom ain't bad looking. She's not bad looking at all. But, yeah, nah, she all right. She all right. She don't knock me out. But she built like a brick shithouse. And she got a fun person. I like her personality a lot. So, I don't know. Safari is the one I like the least of all the women that are around y'all in y'all's circle. So I didn't get that. I was like, you think she fat? But I mean, everybody see different out of their eyes. But I'm sorry, honey. You go look at Kandi, honey. Kandi is much prettier than Safari. Much prettier than Safari, honey. Anyway, moving on. Some people probably mad at me now, honey. People, they get mad at me in a minute, honey. Start calling me all kind of names and everything. I don't care. I said what I said. Safari's cool, but Kandi's prettier. So is Chandrika. And I take Dom over Safari, but I think Safari's prettier than Dom. But, as far as pretty goes, but Dom got other stuff. Dom is a better package than Safari. Pretty with that little nasty personality, that's going to be a no for me. Pretty don't really get you nowhere. All the other people, Chandrika got the look and the bad personality. Just like Safari got a look and a bad personality. And Chandrika's personality ain't altogether bad, but she's just a messy bitch. So, she a messy bitch. But so is Safari. But Safari's nasty. Like, she's mean. She nasty. She nasty. She not. And they keep talking about it. Like, even when she's around the family, they're like, child, she don't talk. What's wrong with her? Anyway, let me go. Let me get off of this. Boom, 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 bam, and I'm back. Off my soapbox. Somebody gonna be mad. That's all right. Everybody always gets mad. No one cares. I said what I said, and I ain't taking it back. Moving on. Dom and Brandon, like I said, y'all weird. Y'all weird. Y'all get on my nerves. This whole, do we go together or do we not go together? Do we show up together? Do we not show up together? Child, just go on somewhere. Y'all ridiculous. Y'all making a mountain out of a molehill. Brandon is delusional, thinking that don't nobody see what y'all doing. Y'all both crazy. Y'all being weird. Anyway, moving on. We get a scene. Mama Joyce's cake is actually introduced onto the OLG menu. So that was really cool, but they changed it. They took them pineapples, booted the pineapples out and put strawberries, and that was Melvin. Because Melvin said it at the time when they did the judging. He said, I like this. I like Mama Joyce's, but I would like it. I would use strawberries. So that, yeah. Angel food cake with strawberries. Even the picture, when they had the big picture, it was pretty. That cake looked pretty, and it looks really good for a dessert menu in a restaurant. It got a good look to it. So yeah, cool. Good stuff. And again, it's their restaurant. They could do all of them if they want. Anyway, moving on. Chandrika, Dom, Brandon, and June meet at OLG's to get drinks before going to the event over to the housewarming party. I said, so y'all gonna add alcohol. It's already a tense situation. Y'all gonna go get drunk up before y'all go. I said, something gonna happen. Something gonna go down. Lord, something gonna go down. And Chandrika, with her messy self, they were saying we had to stop and get a gift. She's like, oh, y'all bought a gift? Who goes? Chandrika, girl, where was you raised? Who goes to a housewarming party with no gift? Now, it's a good thing you didn't buy a gift, but nobody goes to a housewarming party without a gift. That's tacky. That's tacky, baby. Anyway, moving on. Tacky. Anyhow, and you being shady. That's all in the shady comments. Child, you just being shady. Anyhow, go to the party. Child, ain't no chairs. They kept saying, it's a stand-in. You got these OLG girls and Kandi. Kandi always be having on heels and stuff. Child, you can't be having a party without no chairs. Child. Anyway, but they didn't have chairs, and it was boring. They had Brian was singing, but then he's singing gospel. He sounded good though. I mean, he didn't sound bad. They was teasing. They was teasing at him. But if Kandi actually thought he sounded bad, she wouldn't have let him put it in the show. He didn't sound bad. Brian has a nice voice. Yeah, he got a nice voice. I was laughing at that, but they were singing gospel and he's singing Amazing Grace. I'm like, okay, we might want to open up Amazing Grace, but after we hit that Amazing Grace one time, child, booty, cause you got, what is you doing, honey? Something. Yeah, we ain't gonna keep singing that. Anyway, so that was that. Then Safari. Oh, wait, before I get there. Why that stupid Patrick gonna take all the toilet paper out of the bathroom and then write in there on the mirror, no number twos? Don't nobody do no number two. I don't want people pooping in my bathroom. Then he said he ain't get no furniture because he don't want people sitting there but on his toilet. I said. And the first thing that happened, Aunt Joyce said, you need some toilet paper in the bathroom, baby. You got ladies here, baby. He said, I don't want nobody to do no number two, Aunt Joyce. She said, I seen that message on the mirror. Go put some toilet paper in that bathroom, baby. Gotta love Mama Joyce. A mess. And I'm like, why you having a housewarming? You don't want the people, you ain't got no furniture because you don't want the people sitting on your furniture. So why are the people in your house, Patrick? Go sit your ass down. Patrick crazy, child. He crazy. Anyway, so we go through all of that. Um, then here's where the shade comes. They're all there. Aunt Bertha coming right away. It's like, no, I don't like nothing going on in here. I don't like it. You know, the arrangement. I don't like, no. And then that little stuff in the corner, his little corner beanbag. She was like, no, I don't like it. Said me either, Aunt Bertha. But just a mess. So, June and Chandrika stayed outside while Dom and Brandon went on up into the party. Talking about they going, you know, see what's going on, and then they'll come back for them. So all of this says that you don't even feel welcome, so why are you even bothering? They go up in there. Sure enough, she's like, we didn't come alone. Chandrika and June are outside. And they looking like, what? Patrick's like, he never told Chandrika that she was definitely off the guest list. Torrin pushed for her to get on the guest list and to make sure she show up. Like I said, this was part of fault of everybody had a little piece in this. I was like, this is a mess. Safari sat right over there and said, well, they could stay outside. I said, oh, right in front of all the rest of the guests and stuff. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So anyway, they end up going on out there, and that's what Todd said. She don't smile, she don't talk, she don't do nothing. I was like, oh, Lord. Anyway, they went outside. Torrin comes outside. It's Torrin, Patrick, and Safari. I don't know why Safari even went out there. Like you, she didn't need to go out there. She didn't need to go outside. Nobody need to go outside, really, but Patrick. Patrick should go outside and take care of the problem. It's your party. This is your mess. You put your piece up in her, and that's where all the issue comes. You go out there and fix it. Didn't nobody else need to go. Anyway, Torrin comes out and will say, why didn't y'all come in? Why y'all outside? There's like, Torrin, shut up. I was like, Torrin, what are you doing? Oh, my God. Anyway, so he's sitting there, and June didn't look entertained at all. And I get it, because at this point, he's like, wait a minute, we've been sitting on her for 30 minutes. Dom ain't text you. She ain't come back out. Who does that? Who does that? And when they said something to Dom about, Dom was like, well, Chandrika's out there with June. She fine. Look, if we play in this little game, this cat mouse game, she could have went outside and said, you know, whatever. She could have shooed him away. I think if it would have been better if Dom would have went back down and been like, girl, the coast ain't really all that clear. It would have been better, and it would have been less embarrassing, because overall, this was the best part right here. This was the messiest part of the whole episode. This is probably about the messiest part of the whole season. But it was embarrassing. Chandrika and June had to be embarrassed. They had to be embarrassed. You know, that just being released from a party and never even got in, I was embarrassed for him, shit. But did you notice how Chandrika kept holding her hand right here on June? Like she was pushing June, like holding him to make sure he don't attack Patrick. I was like, no, June, I know you ain't that kind of fool, is you? Maybe. They didn't hand it out before. But June, you know, Chandrika in her way was ready to walk on away while they're still talking. And June was standing there looking. He's like, okay, what I said, that's it. Let's go. That's enough. Let's go. I felt bad. I really did feel bad. Yeah, I was embarrassed for them. They should have been embarrassed. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. And yeah, Dom, Torrin, Patrick, she didn't mess with none of y'all no more. Y'all would have to understand why. That was kind of jive. That was kind of jive. And it was like a chuckle in Safari's belly. So, yeah, that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool at all. Then Patrick basically put it all on Torrin. It basically was all Torrin's fault. I said, Lord have mercy. Just a mess. Just a mess. Anyway, We ain't heard the last of this little situation. That's why I said this is the whole best part, because we ain't heard the last of this situation. This gonna carry over, and you had to know. You have to know. And everybody in the party knows that they were outside, and everybody in the party knows that they didn't gain access to the party. That's embarrassing. We ain't heard the last of this at all. Only person that ain't joined up in this confusion, that's usually in the confusion, is Philip, because Philip don't party with y'all when y'all ain't at work. Philip, you did a good job, because this is a bunch of mess. Anyway, listen, a good time as usual on a Sunday night, honey. Season 1, episode 7 of Kandi and the Gang, honey. Listen, I will see y'all next week. Later.